Good morning, class 9. Let's continue the chapter that is skeleton, movement and locomotion. So far in this chapter, we learned uh, about the ribs, about the vertebral column, that is axial skeleton, and then after that we started appendicular skeleton, where we have learned about the bones of limbs, that is hind limbs and forelimbs. We discuss about the different types of bones that are present in them. Like if you talk about the forelimb, humerus, radius, ulna, then again after that carpals, metacarpals, flanges. Okay. Now with respect to their number also we calculated. Okay, in each about 30 bones were present. Now today another type of appendicular skeleton bone we'll be learning, that is the girdle. Girdle means they are actually the bones of shoulder blade and hip region. Okay, so these girdles actually mainly helps in the articulation of limb bones. Articulation means movement of limb bones. Okay, so they are the bones of the skeleton which helps in the articulation of limb bones, that is movement of limb bones. And these girdles are usually of two types. Okay, that is shoulder pectoral girdle, or simply we can say pectoral girdle and pelvic girdle. Okay, pelvic is in hip region and pectoral is in shoulder region. Okay, now first we need to discuss about pectoral girdle. A few points have included here. Okay, and again a very rough diagram I have drawn for this pectoral girdle. So here see the points which we need to remember are this pectoral girdle. They usually occur in pairs. Okay, in our body. Okay, it consists of two flat triangular. You can see its shape. It is almost triangular. Okay, triangular blade it has, which we call as scapula. Scapula, also called as shoulder blade. And then again, if you talk about its location, they lie dorsally. Dorsally means on the back side. Okay, they lie dorsally on the upper hip on either side of the vertebral column. Okay, on either side of the vertebral column. Then again, if you see the figure properly, then what we see is that at the apex, outer apex region, okay, a cavity is present. Okay, a cup-shaped cavity is present to which the rounded ball of humerus usually fits to it. Okay, so this cavity is called glenoid cavity. Okay, its outer apex has large cup-shaped glenoid cavity, which means rounded upper head of humerus. Humerus means bone of arm. Okay, upper arm. Then after that, this one, the raised portion. Okay, it has a small raised part. Okay, to this raised part, the collarbone usually fits. Okay, collarbone is also called as clavicle. Okay, one end of this collarbone fits with this attachment. Okay, this raised part of the pectoral girdle, and the other end fits with the sternum. Okay, sternum means the breastbone. So this is about pectoral girdle. Okay, now we learn about the pelvic girdle. Pelvic girdle, which is actually the hip, present in the hip region. Now see a very rough diagram I have drawn for this pelvic girdle. Okay, it consists of trough. You can see trough like structure it shows. Trough part which are usually joined, okay, medially to the sacrum. This bone is actually the bone of vertebral column, the end part of the vertebral column, sacrum, and then comes coccygis. Okay, they are attached to the sacrum region. Okay, and then each hip consists of three bones. Okay, as it is labeled in the figure also. Okay, ilium, ischium, and pubis. Ilium, this broad part is the ilium upper part. Then again, down U-shaped part you can see with a cavity, ischium, and then again here pubis. Okay, pubis region. In the pubic region, pubis is present. Okay, so it consists of three main bones, that is ilium, ischium, and pubis. Then again, you can see two cavities, a pair of cavities on either side. Okay, on either side, on the lower part of this pelvic girdle. Okay, this cavity is often referred to as acetabulum. Okay, now this the pelvic girdle, there is a cavity called acetabulum to which the rounded part of femur usually fits. Okay, so this is there. Then again, the main role of this pelvic girdle is to support the skeleton of hind limbs and protect the abdominal organs. So these are the main role of this pelvic girdle. Then again, this skeleton of human being also helps in identifying whether the skeleton belongs to male or female. Okay, particularly if you talk about the pelvic girdle of female, okay, are usually large as compared to male. And then again, this pubis also, the pubic region, they are usually broad. Okay, so this significant point helps in differentiating the skeleton of female from the male. So the same point is given in the book also, page number 121. You can go through. Okay, so here it is given that the pelvis or hip bone of female are usually wider. Okay, and then they are usually trough shaped. Okay, this is mainly because in order to adapt or in order to accommodate the coitus, okay, in the uterus, which is present during pregnancy. So just now we completed pelvic girdle and pectoral girdle. Okay, appendicular skeleton we have already completed. Skeleton portion is completed and here. Now the next comes the joints, about which we will study in the next video, student. Thank you.